Imagine this. It's the night of April 14th, 1912. The RMS Titanic, a giant of the seas, is gliding confidently through the icy Atlantic. Everyone on board, and everyone who built her, believed she was unsinkable. But what if they were right? What if the Titanic never hit that iceberg? How different would our world be today? Let's step into that alternate reality. If the Titanic had docked safely in New York, it would have been hailed as a triumph of the modern age. It wouldn't just be a ship, it would be a living legend, the pinnacle of early 20th century engineering. Its flawless voyage would have solidified its reputation, likely kicking off a new craze for massive, even more luxurious ocean liners. Shipbuilders around the world would have scrambled to copy its design, each trying to outdo the last. The age of the superliner would have truly begun. But here's where the story takes a dark and unexpected turn. The very tragedy that made the Titanic infamous is what forced the world to wake up. Its sinking was a brutal but necessary catalyst for changing maritime safety laws. Think about it. Without that disaster, ships would have kept sailing with a dangerously low number of lifeboats. Safety drills would have remained a joke, and emergency communication systems would have stayed primitive. The world simply wouldn't have understood how fragile ocean travel really was. Future accidents, which were bound to happen, could have resulted in even greater loss of life, all because the Titanic's lesson was never learned. The sinking also pushed technology forward at an incredible pace. The development of radar, effective iceberg detection systems, and the international distress protocols we rely on today were all direct responses to the Titanic disaster. Had the ship survived, the motivation to invent these life-saving technologies might have been delayed by a decade, maybe even more. Ocean travel would have remained a much riskier gamble for a much longer time. The very event that took so many lives ended up being the reason countless others were saved in the decades that followed. Now, let's talk business. If the Titanic had completed its maiden voyage, the White Star Line would have become an unstoppable force in the travel industry. Their reputation would have been golden. Bookings would have skyrocketed, and public trust would have been absolute. We probably would have seen a Titanic 2, and maybe even a Titanic 3, each bigger, grander, and more opulent than the last. The company would have dominated the transatlantic route for years to come. But here's the biggest irony of all. If the Titanic had never sunk, you probably wouldn't even know its name today. It would be a footnote in a history book, remembered only by shipping enthusiasts. There would be no blockbuster movie by James Cameron, no heart-wrenching love stories that captured the world's imagination, and certainly no global fascination with a shipwreck at the bottom of the ocean. It would have just been another successful ship that completed another successful voyage. Its fame is forever tied to its failure. It's a strange and unsettling thought, isn't it? The sinking of the Titanic was a horrific tragedy that cost over 1,500 lives, but in a paradoxical way, its loss made the seas safer for everyone who came after. It forced humanity to confront its own arrogance and learn a painful lesson. Sometimes, history is shaped not by our successes, but by our most devastating failures, and the story of the Titanic is the ultimate proof of that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into an alternate past, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more what-if stories. See you next time.